Magick is known for its
Maybe not. So just because your body has a certain function that allows you to have a TikTok account, it's also because maybe it doesn't mean you should like go and do it, right? And also when you look at your canine teeth, don't tell me you've been able. Chaos be institutionalized. What is the history and structure of this system? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Angela Puca and welcome to my symposium. I'm a PhD and a university lecturer. This is your online resource for the academic study of magic, paganism, shamanism, esotericism, and all things occult. Thanks to a new research output by Dr. Bernd Christian Otto, who you Chaos magic is known for its rejection of hierarchical structures and dogmatic beliefs. Chaos magic is known for its rejection of hierarchical structures and dogmatic beliefs. Yet it gave rise to the magical organization, the Illuminates of Thanateros. Is this a paradox? Can chaos be institutionalized? What is the history and structure of this system? Don't worry, I've got you covered. PhD and a university lecturer. This is your online resource for the academic study of magic, paganism, shamanism, esotericism, and all things occult. Thanks to a new research output by Dr. Bernd Christian Otto, who you may remember from a past interview here on the channel, we have new academic scholarship on chaos magic. And indeed, this study will be the source of today's video, tackling the IOT. Considering the philosophical system underpinning chaos magic, the foundation of the IOT was more the exception than the rule. A loose network like the Temple of Psychic Youth could be seen as more suited to the ideological inclination of this magical tradition. Just like the other common social organizations formed within the chaos magic milieu, chaos magic
true wealth is happiness. Let's forget about sorrow.
Magic is known for its rejection of hierarchical structures and dogmatic beliefs. Yet it gave rise to the magical organization, the Illuminates of Thanateros. Is this a paradox? Can chaos be institutionalized? What is the history and structure of this system? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Angela Puca and welcome to my symposium. I'm a PhD and a university lecturer. This is your online resource for the academic study of magic, paganism, shamanism, esotericism, and all things occult. Thanks to a new research output by Dr. Bernd Christian Otto, who you may remember from a past interview here on the channel, we have new academic scholarship on chaos magic. And indeed, this study will be the source of today's video, tackling the IOT. Considering the philosophical system underpinning chaos magic, the foundation of the IOT was more the exception than the rule. A loose network like the Temple of Psychic Youth could be seen as more suited to the ideological inclination of this magical tradition. Just like the other common social organizations formed within the chaos magic milieu of the 1970s and 1980s. It is commonly believed that chaos magic was born in 1978 with the publication of Liber Null by Peter J. Carroll and the Book of Results by Ray Shervin. However, at that time, meaning documentation produced by the community and hardly any historical study to verify the accuracy of the information. Indeed, an outline of the history of the order is offered in a document entitled The Secrets of the Illuminates of Thanateros, also called The Book, available in two different versions, 2002 and 2014. According to the 2002 version, which is accepted by all sections and all Pact members as valid, the IOT was, soon after its foundation in 1976-1977, rarely more than a loose correspondence network and a few people meeting for rituals in East Morton. It was only in the mid-1980s that the IOT turned into a fully operating order with regular group rituals and occasional meetings at different places, seeing short-term group formations and dissolutions. Peter Carroll, also known as Frater Stokastikos in the IOT, established a temple in Bristol in 1982, the Bristol Chaos Temple, or Cabal Heraclitus, which remained operative until Carroll's resignation. If we exclude another small, short-lived group with approximately 8 to 14 members, the Circle of Chaos in 1984 or 1987, the IOT as we know it today could be said to have started as a result of a public seminar in Bonn-Ramersdorf held by Peter Carroll and a German practitioner called Ralph Tenkmeyer. in 1986. These seminars saw different tests being performed, and the practitioners who were able to pass got invited to a mass of chaos, where a new magical order was attested to have formed. This event is also called the founding of the pact, or just the pact. In the official IOT calendar, 1986 is thus the year zero. The reformation of the now renamed Magical Pact of the Illuminates of Thanateros was announced in another manifesto called the Pact Liber Pactionis, which was published in August 1987 in the journal Chaos International. The same event led to the formation of a UK section, the UK Pact Temple, which was in London, along with the formation of a German-speaking section that included at the same time Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. The first World Pact meeting was held in Austria in August 1987, and 25 new members were initiated. These meetings have been held ever since, and the 28th AGM was held in Germany in 2014. In the years following 1986, various independent national sections, or satrapies, as they were called, were founded in different places, such as in Bulgaria, Brazil, Denmark, Holland. So, was the IOT trying to institutionalize the religious individualization so dear to chaos magic as a whole? Not quite. As the order aimed to be, 1. Anti-hierarchical, 2. Anti-dogmatic, and 3. Anti-secret. Concerning the first issue, the IOT attempted to overcome power imbalances thanks to the institution of the insubordinate. The IOT is comprised of 4 standard degrees: Neophyte, Initiate, Adept, and Magus, and a range of other offices. Interesting to notice that in the IOT, they claim that rising within the hierarchy is based on the mastery of magic, and endorsing in a way a kind of magical meritocracy. Even though each IOT section or group was encouraged to operate freely, independently, and creatively to mirror the ethos of chaos magic, there were still standardized practices for individual and group rituals. Especially for the first degree, the neophyte, there was a summary of basic techniques provided in the Liber MMM, part of Carroll's Liber Null. As explained in a previous video, and here by Otto, the book includes instructions on mind control, visualization techniques, sigil magic, dream control, and divination. As for group rituals, some instructions are presented in Carroll's Psychonaut, including the 5 rites of chaos, with the Mass of Chaos being described as the most important. The group ritual here, 2016, that he publicly announced withdrawal of support for the organization. We might perhaps dedicate a future video to the IOT major schism known as the Ice Magic War. Well, if you let me know in the comments that you're interested, that is. This is it for today's video. Thank you for staying with me up until this point. This project can really only exist thanks to your help. So if you like my content and want me to keep the academic fun going, please consider supporting my work with a one-time PayPal donation by joining memberships or my inner symposium on Patreon, where you will get access to our Discord server, monthly lectures, and lots of other perks depending on your chosen tier. And if you did like this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so that you will never miss a new upload from me, and let me know in the comments what you think. And share this video with your friends, of course, so that you can really help this project grow. And as always, stay tuned for all the academic fun. Bye for now.
We Come on, dude, you're just making this up.
You betrayed our cause, the freedom we stand for as chaos magicians.
Come on, dude, you're just making this up.
The Ice Magic War.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Angela Puca and welcome to my symposium. I'm a PhD and a university lecturer, and this is your online resource for the academic study of magic, paganism, shamanism, and all things occult. This episode's content is sourced from a recent peer-reviewed publication by Dr. Bernd Christian Otto and will focus on the so-called Ice Magic War, which caused a major schism within the Chaos Magic Order of the Illuminates of Thanateros, also known as the IOT. This publication is open access and will be referenced in the info box. As you may remember from a past episode on the IOT, even though the inception of the order is believed to coincide with that of chaos magic, which took place as a result of the works published by Carroll and Sherwin, the IOT took form and became operative in 1986 thanks to a public seminar held in Germany. The main protagonists of that event were Peter J. Carroll and Ralph Tangmeyer, also known as Frater UD. And as we will see, they will also be the main characters in the schism of the order. Otto highlights that there are always two sides of the story in an event such as this one, and that it's essential for a proper understanding of the event to address them both. The term Ice Magic War echoes Peter Carroll's essay, The Ice War, and the definition of ice magic theorized by Ralph Tangmeyer in his homonymous book. Indeed, in Ice Magie, Tangmeyer conceptualizes a form of magic able to do the impossible. He emphasizes that there is no geographical nor ideological connotation to the employment of the term ice, and that it is used here as a metaphor for something that actually does not exist. The idea of magic that could achieve the impossible derived from Tangmeyer's experiences with his teacher Helmut Barthel, who, according to Tangmeyer, could perform incredible deeds with his martial arts techniques. Deeds that were usually called magic by laymen, but that go beyond the common understanding of the word. Hence why the concept of ice magic. Now, in Peter Carroll's version of the story, the conflict began during the third AGM, or International Pact meeting, in 1989, when Tangmeyer told his then friend Carroll about the aforementioned incredible deeds of Barthel, provoking Carroll's criticism. In the year between the third and the fourth AGM, an increasing number of members of the German section began to sympathize with the Barthel-Tangmeyer approach, leading Carroll to believe that Tangmeyer had actively attempted to lead a section of the pact into it. Carroll then publicly decided to denounce Frater UD for abusing his position and for fostering a right-wing mind control cult with a despicable agenda. The ice magic philosophy appeared to Carroll as a grim and paranoid Luthian atavism, which might have had a ghastly consequences if it had spread through the fabric of Western esotericism. There are overall 5 reasons behind Carroll's concerns. First, Tangmeyer's alleged adoption of the ultra-right-wing agenda. Second, his shift towards secrecy. Third, his shift towards hierarchical dictatorial forms of leadership. Fourth, Tangmeyer's and Barthel's abuse of power and the alleged threats to punish members, which would have undermined the magical freedom and individualism the IOT stood for. And fifth, Tangmeyer's alleged attempt to take over the entire IOT, thus disempowering Carroll. So, for Carol, ice magic seemed to contradict or undermine basic pillars of the IOT, particularly its anti-hierarchical, anti-secret, anti-dogmatic agenda. Before the fourth AGM, which took place in August 1990, at the same Austrian castle as the third AGM, Carol sent memos to all section heads mentioning his serious concerns. As a response, Tengsmayer, who was also organizing the event, first tried to stop Carol from coming to the castle, only to re-invite him later. According to Carol, over the following days, both he and Tengsmayer tried to persuade participants to join their respective sides, leading to the formation of various conspiracies, factions, and private briefings among the 40-plus magicians present. There was seemingly no physical confrontation between the two, but some kind of magical battle in a local tavern where the last one to leave would be victorious. And Carol, according to his own narrative, was the last one standing. Interesting to notice that this event never happened according to Tengsmayer. In any case, the schism had been established. In the aftermath of said AGM, Tengsmayer led several German members plus the UK section head and his other half to the ice bunker. Carol claimed that Tengsmayer had done a deal with the Ice Lord, who would be Bartel, to bring him more people in return for sharing some of his absolute authority over them and for getting ice magic teachings. Carol allegedly engaged in practices of hostile, long
The Illuminates of Thanatos is an international magical organization that focuses on practical group work in chaos magic. The idea was first announced in 1978, while the order was properly formed in 1987. This fraternal magical society has been an important influence on some forms of modern occultism. Thanatos is a combination of the names Thanatos and Eros, the Greek gods of death and sex, respectively. The main character, in Plato's myth of should apparently not be confused with Eros. But then again, we usually find that they are. Thanatos is a variant, or should I say aspect, of Hermes. He is the god of death. The idea with sex and death represent the positive and negative methods of attaining magical consciousness. The word Illuminates is used in accordance with the claimed tradition of indicating such societies. They are the Illuminati. Its formal name is the Magical Pact of the Illuminates of Thanatos, which is usually shortened to the Pact, reduced to 7 letters. 7 is another indication of chaos magic. In the late 1970s, Ray Sherwin and Peter Carroll, 2 young British occultists with a strong interest in ritual magic, began to publish a magazine called The New Equinox, both of which were connected with the occult scene developing around a metaphysical bookshop in London's East End. And of course, this was called the Phoenix. Both men quickly became dissatisfied with the current state of magical arts and the deficiencies they saw in the available occult groups. So in 1978, they published a small announcement proclaiming the creation of a new kind of magical order, one based on a hierarchy of magical ability rather than innovation, a magical meritocracy. They described it as a spiritual heir to the Zos Kia cultus and a fusion of thelmic magic, tantra, the sorceries of Zos, and Tao, the sorceries of Zu. Carol and Sherwin began to publish private monographs detailing their system of magical practice, some of which had been articles in the New Equinox. The others were intended as instructions to members of their order. The new style of magic they introduced focused on practical skills as opposed to metaphysical systems, became known as chaos magic. In the 1980s, they began to attract a following in England, Germany, and Austria, including influential occult writers and practitioners. In 1980, Peter Carroll and Frater Vegtan formed the Church of Chaos in Sydney, Australia. The group was only active for around 6 months, in the public view, of course. In 1984, the Circle of Chaos was formed, but began to fragment after 3 years. This is chaos magic. By definition, chaos magic must divide periodically. Brion Gai Sin, a chaos sorcerer and artist, the area of poetry must be constantly reinvented, and that is what you are seeing here. In the early 1990s, the Order experienced a schism, which is division, as a result of conflicts about the doctrine of ice magic. A German Illuminates of Thanatos member named Helmut Barthel created the doctrine of ice magic, which is related to the myth that Germanic people originated in the icy land of Thule, a name that has historically been applied to multiple places, which have been conflated together. Ice magic is called ice magie in its original form, according to the doctrine of ice magic. Only people of Scandinavian or Germanic descent possess the ancient dormant genes that allow a person to use ice magic. Ice magic is based upon Qigong, psionics, and martial arts. Be like water. It is called ice magic because it involves imagining large amounts of ice and drawing power from that imagined ice. Conflict again allegedly arose in the Order, and the vast majority of German and Swiss members left the Order. Reinvented. Every time people learn the truth, they simply start again. The Order organizes itself along the somewhat traditional lines of a fraternal occult order, with initiations into progressive degrees denoting magical skill, administrative responsibility, and leadership within the group. It is notable that unlike other occult societies with a degree system, the Order rewards progression in degree with hardly any privileges, but instead punishes it with added duties and responsibilities. The members are obliged to keep silent on internal affairs and the identities of their fellows. The latter rule does not seem to apply to deceased persons, as it is no longer a secret because they understand death. This would be why they publish works on their deathbed. Please hit that notification bell to ensure that you are notified of each upload. You need to re-hit that bell periodically. Share, like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel for more ancient mystery.
distance Magick for quite some time and tried to acquire sympathizers, eventually persuading the Austrian section leader to prevent Tenkmeyer's participation in the forthcoming 5th AGM. Since several Tenkmeyer sympathizers proclaimed themselves in charge of the order, Karol stipulated an agreement with the remaining loyal section heads to excommunicate Tenkmeyer. Neither Tenkmeyer nor other ice magicians attended the 5th AGM in Austria. According to Karol, this is when the war ended, with casualties of about 30% of members, including most of the Swiss and the Germans. However, Tenkmeyer's version is remarkably different. He stated in a few interviews that there was a major dispute with Karol, but that he never intended to take over the IOT, nor abolish its great structures or establish authoritarian or secretive principles of leadership. On the contrary, Tenkmeyer had announced to step down as head of the German section before the Fourth Pact meeting in 1990, where he actually did so, according to the Council of the Magi. Moreover, the Swiss and Austrian satrapies, who used to have Tenkmeyer as their leader, became independent sections with new section heads during the Fourth Pact meeting. Thus, Tenkmeyer technically gave up his leadership of the German section, which had previously included Austria and Switzerland, at the very meeting during which Karol accused him of yearning for more power within the order. Tenkmeyer claims that he never felt comfortable as the leader or spearhead of a magical grouping, hence why he rejected various offers to become Grand Master of the Fraternitas Saturni, a group he is still involved with today. As a result of Karol's excommunications, Tenkmeyer founded, along with about 75 German members of the German section, a schismatic spin-off named Revolutionary IOT, without being its leader, but rather a regular member. Tenkmeyer also emphasized that neither he nor Barthel nor any members of the German section were entrenched with political right-wing ideologies. In fact, they were rather committed to socialist ideas, while the majority of the members of the German section were either politically disinterested or leaning towards the Green and or other leftish liberal parties. For Tenkmeyer, the schism was really a result of misunderstandings, anti-German prejudices, and paranoia, along with a dispute over the ice magic theoretical approach. Otto maintains that Tenkmeyer's teacher Barthel did pursue an authoritarian type of leadership and made his disciples witness the extent of his powers in martial arts and magic. This is possibly the reason that eventually led Tenkmeyer to split up with Barthel, although he mentioned this was actually due to personal reasons. According to Tenkmeyer, the IOT lost 80% of its members in the schism, as opposed to the 30% in Karol's version. In an email statement dating to the year 2000, Tenkmeyer argues that Karol had a severe personal crisis and points to alleged symptoms of depression and of schizoid paranoia, and that the only magical war he ever waged with this organization was the psychotic blitz in his own head. To sum it up in Otto's words, from Tenkmeyer's perspective, it was Karol who undermined the liberal agenda of the IOT due to his attempt to suppress ice magic's theoretical and practical approach, his inability to accept other different views, his illegitimate excommunication of pact members, including Tenkmeyer, and his attempt to regain control over the IOT by bringing into line members leveraging on an imagined right-wing agenda. To conclude,
So, you know, I say go, man, but that's it. That's all it is. Not a major storm.
Well, at least you've got this one. You still had Valley Vision. I wasn't sure if you still had that one.
Yeah, still better, man. Yeah, man. The leprechaun slapped me with the magic charms, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
Because people were wondering,
shit.
because some people said that Asketty was on your channel doing drugs live last night.
Oh, my days, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they thought it was because of that. Well, I don't agree with you having your channel taken. I know you think I probably would, but I don't. I don't think that's right. But
Is it making those noise?
no,
Like a scream. Yeah, man.
no, we can hear you. You're all right.
Is it alright though? You can hear me normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, what's the argument? Because you know what, yeah, like we were saying, I've never had a protest against anyone actually having a protest or whatever. If the protest has ever happened, yeah, of course. I can strike them for posting their family photos or whatever. And even if you put your stream on private, I can still strike you. Yeah? So if you grab the link to any stream that has had any family photos or whatever, you can email it to me. But like I was saying, yeah, with the debates about people protesting or whatever, if it's just a peaceful protest, even if it's a protest to be NF and BNP or whatever, and no one gets attacked or hurt, then I actually can't go against what you're doing, innit? I'm not going to fight against what you're saying or whatever, innit? It's just, all right, we're just having a peaceful protest or whatever. But if it's stuff like where it falls out to attacking people's property, doing like racial car checks, going to attack hotels and all that sort of stuff there, then of course there's going to be like pushback against that. That's just standard. You know what I'm saying? That but the majority of people would have been on the protester side if they didn't do anything that was damaging to people's property or straight 100% racist or whatever. Why wouldn't it? There's no reason to not be on the people's side.
Right, I understand with the bloke with the fucking swastika. I don't know where he came from. I do understand that, and I do understand the people that was actually setting fire to stuff. I agree with you. But you could equate that to the Mark Duggan protest where they actually burnt out that furniture shop.
So, yeah, I don't know where the beat up part is still, man, but like, I just heard that. I agree with you, and then, but, you know, like, but, go ahead, carry on.
They put people in danger who had kids up in flats. 5 people actually got mown down. You know, people did get hurt during the 2011 riots.
Yeah. And on that at that time, we never did a stream saying any of that was good. Or we celebrated anyone doing that, or saying, yeah, that's what should happen because the police are shit or whatever. Like,
yeah, but no one else did either, Felly.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Like, the point is that when any stuff like that happens, then when there is a debate or a discussion, that's one of the points used. They look, this so and so was wrong, but look how you reacted there. No one celebrated any of the killings of the children or whatever, but the way that the protest and the things that they were saying at the protest didn't seem like that they come out for the children, right? You gotta be honest on that.
No, they didn't come out for the. Well, some did. So the ones outside
the people that done the peaceful vigil.
Hold on.
Those people were honest protesters, isn't it? Like, I can't make no argument against them. The people that done the mosque thing and all that sort of stuff against the police and all that after, those were a different crowd, didn't it?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
didn't come
Well,
out for the
well, no. Actually, it turns out so. The ones that were outside Downing Street, they did go for a peaceful protest.
No, not that.
and ended
That's
up.
more the Southport.
Yeah. Let me finish.
Southport.
Yeah. Let me finish. So they ended up getting led into problems because of Danny Tomo, in my opinion. But the ones in Southport, we thought that it was outsiders coming in. Actually, when it got to court, a lot of those people had addresses from the local area, so it was completely conducive with people from up north in Southport that decided to, I say up north, but you know what I mean, who decided to protest and got in their emotions and their feelings. The mainstream media have had to come out and admit they found absolutely no connections between any of the people, or any. They can't prove any far-right connections to any of them. What they can do is say that.
So what would you need to see for them to prove far-right a connection? They will have
I don't know what they're
CMP or something like that. People don't really do that sort of stuff. That's like.
Yeah. Hold on one second. I've got to open the door. Hold on.
Right, cool, but that's like, this is 2024, right? So it would be sort of new markers that would give people more of an idea on the rhetoric or the things that people cherish or hold dear or feel like be done in certain situations, right?
Right.
We've got like repetitive sort of traits that we might carry out each time that we do this, that, and the other or whatever.
But the fact that happened, the fact how all that appeared.
Hey, pause for a sec.
Output was shocking to me. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, because the point I'm making there, right, is that, like, you don't have to be chanting or have a swastika tattoo on your back to be counted as far right or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? There could be other things that you could be doing which would be counted as far right or whatever. Like, okay, so specific.
Whatever, like, there's Laura Koonsberg is more a right-wing BBC presenter. Yeah, but then there's other BBC presenters that are more left-wing or whatever. Like,
See, right? So I don't know where she stands on this, right? In terms of what exactly her views are, right? And generally,
Cyberbullied and
not this one. It's that one. It's not that one. It's this one. Like,
yeah, but no.
You personally, that's you. Like, all right. So think about this then. Imagine, we was outside Chislehurst train station, yeah, and there was 10 of us or whatever, and then I've walked up to you and Wendy, yeah, and said, "All right, it's not you, but it's Wendy." And all these girls are now just going to attack Wendy. They, yeah, but you're all right. You're not going to get smashed up. Like, it's not to be true or whatever, yeah. Believing or whatever, that's calm or whatever. But when man's saying that it's factual, or this is definitely the truth, or this is real.
Right, and then, yeah, I'm sure there are other people, you know, and I'm sure that they fucking agree with a lot of shit that Tommy promotes.
Yeah, more times it's sort of, I'll debate you about or against what man's doing. I still don't even see that as some big Tommy hater or some big Tommy fan.
That's what the judge found. But I don't agree with the judge's findings, and that's because I've seen additional evidence that Tommy Robinson's got that was deemed inadmissible, and I think that it should have been. But I don't agree with the judge's findings, and that's because I've seen additional evidence that Tommy Robinson's got that was deemed inadmissible. That's what the judge found. But I don't agree with the judge's findings, and that's because I've seen additional evidence that Tommy Robinson's got that was deemed inadmissible, and I think that it should have been allowed.
That's all right. You used to
See,
believe that.
yeah.
And
I mean, that's
I
that's
actually don't
just
have an
where
issue
we're.
with
Yeah.
you saying that you just believe that to be true or whatever, yeah. It started off with speaking about all the different religions and different beliefs. I even spoke about my own household and shit. Even just, you get me? Anyone else's shit. Or whatever. I spoke about my own shit.
Yeah. But the other false premise is when they say that the majority of people want to chuck out black people and everybody that's melanated. That's not true either.
If anyone's there, just for the record as well, I just remembered this Stan Lee writer for the Marvel Comics was one of Danny West's fleeting accounts. Sick. And what is Leighton Taffy's position? Taffy's stance in what? How much does he know? Is he really as stupid as he's trying to make out? We'll see.
Most people who see a problem with immigration are not saying that they want all people of colour out. That would,
You know what
I
happens,
mean,
though, yeah? In that scenario, Jupiter, you gotta be.
Look, they're just uneducated, bro. Let's just be honest. They're not uneducated. They just they haven't been around people that are not like them. Their entire lives, they've been around people that are just as like them. Like, for example,
If you can post to me an actual black supremacist group here that's been prescribed as black supremacist in the UK, number one, yeah, or even in Europe or whatever, and just a black supremacist group, who are they?
Yeah. What do they stand for?
What are they? And
Are
what's
they
the things
against
that they
other
carry out?
people?
Yeah, and what is their thing that they carry out here, where that includes violence, or where they've even wrote out that, right, we need to carry out this set of violence to so and so, so and so. So it's like an easy way out that people keep trying to use, where they're trying to not speak bad about any of the white supremacist groups. They're like, yeah, but the black supremacist groups are racist too, and this one's the Chinese supremacist groups are racist too, and the Indian supremacist groups are racist too, and then the Arab supremacist groups are racist too. It's like, bro. We stop that, bro. Like, context of the real thing, innit? I don't think no supremacist group is probably good, yeah. But I'm saying, if you're gonna use the context of how these different air quotes supremacist groups have acted over the timeline, the history, yeah, the actions, the rhetoric, the writing, then, bruv, there's two different fucking things we're talking about, cuz. The whole different things we're talking about. Like, so, I'm on. When Dizzle in the building.
Yeah, this to me, I don't know, man. To me, it just don't really sound
Nah,
like
that's not what I'm saying.
debate.
That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, Skyworks, he always does this, where he tries to simplify arguments, right?
Yeah,
I've not said that there's not black people that dislike white people that have caused them harm, physical harm or whatever. I'm saying there's no black supremacist group people that we need to kill.
So what are these grannies even trying to say to you, Veli? I don't get it. Like, it's just that.
So yeah, using it on Vellies. So Jake, who recorded this, Velly? Do you know?
Yes, Jake.
Yeah, Jake. You're using it on Vellies. Yeah, it's a good job he's using it here.
Well,
Jake,
it's not dumb, is he?
That's where you distract him.
Jake's a lot of things, but he ain't dumb.
Yeah, don't go using it anywhere else, Jake.
Yeah. You
What
know,
about
use it
Rumble?
on bellies.
What about
You know
Rumble?
what I mean? I like Wendy. Tell them black power.
It can. I don't care what Belly plays. Yeah, you can play it Belly, but don't be playing it anywhere else.
What about Rumble?
Who? I don't know any
Rumble.com. Rumble's quite famous.
I don't know any Rumble.
Maybe she ain't heard of it yet.
All right, it's kicking off over there.
What are you talking-
Wendy, if you are still alive when I
So
get justice, you are going to probably go to jail.
Wendy,
Is that right?
why are you there? Can we ask you a question? Why is it that no matter what argument Lady D, Nyanifa and Veli put forward, you and Jupiter manipulate yourselves into the position of opposing them? Like, what is the purpose of this? Is it just to
so what I
antagonize
like to
them?
do? What I like to do, because I don't like echo chambers, so I come on here and people have a different view to me. I just like to put my different view across. It's got nothing to do. It's not personal in any way.
No, I get that, Wendy. So you're just saying you just enjoy the banter of being opposition to people.
Well, it's better than having an echo chamber. Well, you all agree with each other.
No, I agree with you. Like, you've obviously given us years of entertainment.
No, but the majority of
I'm not saying you
people
haven't.
that jump on the panel don't agree with each other, right?
Exactly.
More times I try to get people to jump on that actually disagree. So, and differently, I allow a lot of people to speak quite freely. How probably a lot of people probably wouldn't even allow or want people speaking or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to host a opposing view thing where you can go back and forth. It's interesting for people.
Yeah.
What I do like about yours, Wendy, is now you've flaked out and people are seeing you for what you are. The actual pedo trolls aren't actually swarming your chat like they used to. AJ, Lucifer.
Jake, you never learn. Right, you learn tonight, Jake, because I've had something recorded about you for months. Oh, Jake, you should just keep your mouth shut. Yeah.
Interesting.
You haven't
All
been.
right, so
I'm not saying I'm perfect.
Let's play the rest. Let's play the rest, man, because I swear we're towards the end and we're coming towards the wokery section right now. You know, Jupiter loves a wokery, innit? He's a bust. All right,
expose it all, Wendy. Expose everything and yourself.
Play.
And you'll find peace, Wendy. You
Jay, you got one job, cuz. Let it play, fam.
Imagine it in reverse. We're in a country where wokeism is in play, right? And the wokeism that's in play,
you have to pause on the wokeism there and explain to me, when you say wokeism is in play, what does that mean? Wokeism in play. So give me like sort of 5 rules and 5 different things you can and can't do.
Right, so there's a new school of thought that basically, rather than the old ways of looking at people and saying, I don't see colour because everybody's equal. I recognise that you're black-skinned, I'm white-skinned, I go on content and character. Now, people have woken up and said, oh, actually, you do have to recognise colour and you have to treat people completely differently, okay, according to their colour and their culture, which means that you are discriminating. That's exactly what
that's not what the people were actually asking.
The second thing is, hold on. You said give you 5.
But I'm trying to.
I'm gonna give you 3. I won't give you 5. I'll give you 3, right? So the second one is within the trans movement where it's gone backwards. So rather in the old.
Is it alright if we pause? So we could do them one by one. While we're listening, like obviously like the first wokery rule number 1 or whatever is like, but that was just some made up stuff, feelings or whatever, that weren't actually a law or a rule or anything that anyone has to live by or whatever. It's like you just said that, well, because people want to be recognized for the different traits that they have and celebrated for the different things that they are or whatever, that's wokery. It's like, well, all right, differently based on the color of their skin. So let's get back.
Well, I feel bad for Cognitive if we don't highlight his comment, her, whatever they are. So they put a lot of effort into.
homophobic or whatever. What? Simon's on the panel, guys. What are you talking about? I can't be homophobic.
Crazy.
Yo, can I say something quickly? Yeah.
She said.
Can I say something quickly?
The likes.
Yeah. Girl or some bullshit. It's like, what the fuck? That's well unprofessional. What kind of fucking workplace is this? Where you just walk up.
And so when it comes to the woke thing, sadly, the black community largely were very against gays as a whole. But with that came the demonization or the scapegoating or the sidelining or even, you know, shoving into a dark, seedy corner anyone who had any other thoughts or was not the norm, that didn't have the standard genitalia. I'd started watching.
That's not 100% true though, right? Because like obviously people always play this, the black community's a whole anti-gay movement or whatever, and even that's not fully 100% right. Like there's gay communities in Jamaica, gay people that have lived there for God knows how long, doing in gay relationships that don't get attacked, killed, or
no, it's true.
battered and beat up or whatever. Really, like so.
Yeah, but there's still people using
black
the word
community
woke.
anti-gay. Wait, hold on. This black community is anti-gay stuff. I don't know where that's come from.
No,
because the white community was the white community of the UK. Wait, hold on. The white community of the UK, yeah, used to go out queer bashing and all that sort of stuff there.
Yeah. I'm just saying this is partly like.
Actually, someone has said to me one time, "We're going queer bashing. Do you want to come?" When I lived on, when I was a YG back in fucking so and so, yeah, and they said, and I obviously said that, no, like, you're just gonna beat up gays. That's mad.
No, but you have to.
That used to be a thing.
Yeah, you have to. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
People will say that they're going queer bashing, yeah. So
no, but
why is it the black community that was anti so and so?
Okay, that was
not
I shouldn't have targeted.
In general, people were anti LGBTQ.
Wait, hold up, one sec. Look,
because it's like raw. All the bad stuff's like raw. Not only the black community, so community was anti this. The fucking Chinese community was anti that. The Indian community is anti so and so. The Arabs this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. Yeah, because.
But also, Veli, being anti something isn't bad if it's cautious. It's you're cautioning, you're being careful because of evidence that suggested these people are dangerous. Often, you know, the
gay people are dangerous now. Okay.
No, wait, hold on.
There is lots. Okay, and our politicians, the ones that have done deviance, there does, you know, there is culture.
I'm just saying that laying all the blame for anti-LGBTQ expressions and sentiments on just the black community is like.
I didn't mean to do
really
that. You jumped in. No, you jumped in too defensive too quick. I was saying this is. You were specifically saying why the blacks lost the word woke to use. I'm saying I think it possibly is a karma that they thought woke was being, you know, totally polarized, not taking into account genetic disorders like hermaphrodite and stuff like that, which is. Even if it was 0.0001%, it still needs to be recognised. Anybody needs to be recognised. So to wipe it out, to just dismiss it as if they are irrelevant in a conversation,
it's irrelevant in most conversations because of how small of a number they represent. So
they're like 2%.
But it's really irrelevant to bring up in the conversation because they like. It's not like we're saying they don't exist. Yeah, we're just saying when it comes to these kind of topics, it's completely irrelevant to bring up like hermaphrodites and this and that. Do you know what I mean?
Look, hold on one sec. Let me say something because you guys been talking all day. Listen, in our culture, and even in the black culture, because I grew up with black people here, we have the same thing when it comes to gay people.
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah.
Yeah. The way you said it was,
would you say that white culture promotes homosexuality more?
Yeah, but
why is that? What's the reason for that?
By NGOs,
don't make sense. The government are paying people.
So like non-government organisations, but via government funded.
against him, and that every time I'm talking to him, I'm looking down on him, and that he thinks that I don't like him because he's black, and he was distraught. The black kid came out of school crying his eyes out, distraught, saying, I didn't know that my best mate looks down on me and thinks all these things about me just because I'm black. In fact, what they did was they caused the problem, and then they set the race relations backwards, because them two kids could never, ever go forward with a decent relationship now on the premise, on terms that never was there in the first place.
So that sounds like what your group is trying to do. That sounds exactly what you are trying to promote.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Let me read this in it, because what you said about the critical race theory and what P. Gems has written here, with a quick Google search, I think you could be able to see that as well. It says CRT emphasizes that racism is embedded within the fabric of society, influenced.
Hey Clark, if you mention my fucking name again, I'll stretch your dad out of his house. Are you listening? I'm not fucking around. You can wow all you fucking lot. If your old man were in the ground, I'd stretch that cunt out as well. Let me hear. You think I won't do it? You think I'm not up to the challenge?
And shut up.
Do you think I'm not up to the challenge?
Fuck off, man.
Do you listen, your fucking dad is younger than me, you cunt. Do you think I'm not up to the challenge? Mention my fucking name again and watch what happens, Jake Clark.
It's for the evidence here, but you are
What's what fucking happens?
Platforming a paedophile threatening to kill somebody's parent here.
I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
You're a paedophile. You're a paedophile, and
I'm gonna lie your fucking dad out. And if your dad won't get out enough, I'll kick the bollocks off him.
And you we're gonna stop
this
paedophile, and
I'm gonna lie your fucking dad out.
You're a paedophile, and
I'm gonna lie your fucking dad out. And if your dad won't get out,
you're a paedophile. You're a paedophile, and
I'm gonna lie your fucking dad out. And if your dad won't get out enough, I'll kick the
You're a paedophile. You're a paedophile, and
I'm gonna lie your fucking dad out. And if your dad won't get out enough, I'll kick the bollocks off him.
You're a paedophile. You're a paedophile. You're a paedophile.
Again and watch what happens, Jake Clark.
It's for the evidence here, but you are
watch what fucking happens.
Platforming a paedophile threatening to kill somebody's parent here.
I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
You're a paedophile. You're a paedophile, and
I'm gonna lie your fucking dad out. And if your dad won't get out enough, I'll kick the bollocks off him.
And you we're gonna stop
this, right, Clark? And I'm gonna tell your fucking dad I'm on the way. Watch this space, you little cunt. I'll plaster your fucking dad all over the streets, and I'll plaster Kaylee's dad all over the internet as a fucking paedophile.
Gary, the whole time when you were in the back a minute ago, you carried on talking. You were in the
I'm gonna plaster your old man on the doorstep in front of you. Watch this space. Play your dad the screen and tell him to answer his fucking phone. He's got less testosterone than you fucking fanny.
You've been ringing my sister.
Your dad, your fucking dad supports
other paedophile, Gary.
Your dad supports me. Your dad's a paedophile.
AJ got through to the question. You already knew you were just going through to her because you had her old number. AJ got a new number. And
your father is a paedophile.
Wait, hold on a second. Jake.
Your letter to the police.
Your father got coming for you, Gary. Your parents
Jake. Stop doing this weirdo
stuff. You
man.
have yourself in the bed, Gary.
Stop doing this weirdo stuff.
Callum,
Listen,
you and myself
listen,
you deluded. You are lying. Hey, Joe, listen, I'm going to a Sunday service stand by Kaylee's fucking brother as well, and I'll offer him and offer him prayer. Watch this fucking space, you mongrel bastard
I'm
traitor.
no malice, honestly.
Fuck you. I mean all sorts of fucking malice. Watch it.
I've raped children from very, very young. I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, come on, man. Get out of here. Just drop me out in it. Like, don't involve me in your weirdo conversations. And that. Sorry, like, bro. All this that style of that style of behavior has never been. No one's ever spoke about any of them sort of styles of behavior on any of these panels or anything until you guys came over, innit? So we don't want no one wants that talk or anything to do with that around them. Like, you lot are just obsessed.
Maybe you can stop writing in the back. You're on the panel.
We just need you to fuck off, man.
It's live.
No one wants you and your nonsense behaviours around each
No
other.
one lets me speak anyway, so I'll write the truth. But I've recorded.
I
the
am
truth.
letting you speak.
Decide according to the truth, not your bullshit. That you
I am
want.
letting you speak. But the trouble is, when you speak, you go from 0 to 110 fucking mile an hour in seconds.
Going to go out to the public so they can see what's happened for the last 5 years and decide for themselves. Okay, and then hope the police.
Listen, you keep saying it's 5 years. I haven't even known you 1 year. And you're stalking me like I've known you your whole life. I ain't even known you.
It's recorded! You have lied!
Was made a Freemason in Pennsylvania, present in a cult. This is Emiliano Noriega Petty. Today I'll be discussing the Discordian movement and chaos magic in general. Do you think that what you believe is part of who you are, or do you see your beliefs as flexible? Do you see reality as being fixed and ordered, or do you see it as ever-changing and chaotic? Have you ever thought that the only constant is change, and that if chaos is all there is behind the mask of order worn by this world, then chaos is in fact the order of the world? Well then, congratulations, you may be a Discordian or chaos magician. Life is very good at appearing to have rules and order when in fact it doesn't. Oh sure, some of us have money or other means to keep more of the madness of the world away, but no person on this planet can escape it all. We can even call society nothing more than an attempt to control chaos, but at best it redirects our impulses and fails to eliminate them. Not that we should want them eliminated or controlled, rather than not.
Hello and welcome to a conversation with Dave Lee. Dave is very active on the Festival 23 scene, a leading light with the Illuminator Thanatos, and an occult author, as well as being a rune master. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
It's fantastic to see you.
Write a rune poem of it. I've written a rune poem of my of the Elder Futhark from my. Why would you take a system that is so beautifully symmetrical, aesthetically satisfying as the Elder Futhark, and reduce it to something which cannot be turned into a mandala in the same way? It would be incomplete if you did that. It would look incomplete. It would look odd. But there are patterns in there. And I've written about those a bit, and I will be publishing some stuff about them, maybe in the form of a course on my Chaotopia School of Magic. There's quite a lot of work to do, and I've got a lot of other courses to write before that. But I did a lot of videos of myself while I was carving the runes and contemplation and walking about and looking at trees and all sorts. So it's kind of like, that is quite possible. I could do a video-based course. But yeah, so I don't want to get into really nitpicking detail about what I discovered for myself there. But there is a kind of symmetry in there. It's subtler and odder because you're moving, instead of each section, each out, each third of the whole row being 8, it's the first one is 6, and then the second one is 5, and the third one is 5. So yes, the symmetry is odd. What's happened is that they've collapsed all the meanings that were in the older Fudark are still in the younger Fudark, but sometimes they've loaded more of them into a given room. So, for instance, Uruz picks up more meanings. Madra, which is similar to Manaz, picks up more meanings. And so it's got a delightful compactness in the end. And that always struck me as being something that, you know, in IoT groups, and people loved it, and we all loved it. And I think my peak experience that I can remember was at a meeting in Austria in about 2007. Is that the Austrian people had for this meeting had rented a temple which had an underground section. It was a hexagonal temple with an underground section and this sort of then a ground floor section. So you're in this kind of like pit with this beautiful floor, and there's this ground floor section. And then there's, you know, through a hole you can see glass and wood. The whole ceiling consisted of alive, very much living like, so almost like living forces in my cosmology, you know, rather than actual conscious beings. Yes, they seem to have their own independent existence out there. They seem to be parts of the universe which are just as real as you know, as any conscious spirit you've worked with. And they're almost like an inner architecture that can be projected outwards, like a living inner architecture, like great soaring, you know, forest-built halls of sound kind of thing. Oh, by the way, before I forget, maybe we can sort of add this on at the end. I've got, just in case you didn't pick up on this, I did a blog post on Waterfall Galder with some recordings. I'll give you a link for that. Certainly not and colonized Iceland and then moved on runes for writing English in. If you're going to write any words in the older Fudark, it has to be in Proto-Germanic. If you're going to write any words in the younger Fudark, it's going to have to be in Old Norse. So, but if you want to write words in English on an inscription, it's really got to be the Anglo-Saxon Fudark. So I have worked with it a bit, and I acknowledge its usefulness, but it isn't my main working tool. The younger Fudark is something I've got to grips with recently. I taught, but also that it was something that was much more approachable, because I mean, you know, we speak English, which is a Germanic language basically. So you've already got, you know, part of your soul already resonates with those mysteries through the language. So yeah, that was, and in 1996, I'd started before that. I made myself a set of Elder Fudark runes.
Thee I invoke, the headless one, thou that didst create the earth and the heavens, thou that didst create the night and the day, thou that didst create the darkness and the light. Thou art or free to love one another and to hate one another. I to me, so that every spirit of the firmament of the ether, upon the earth and under the earth, spirit of the firmament of the ether, upon the earth and under the earth, monarch, ruler, and helper, Adore. Sight in the feet, strong and the immortal fire. I Sabah.
I think this is the ice cube. And the they like the word black in the old magician. Black magician and black cube, Saturn, Satan. You're manipulating negative, like hurtful energy. It's stagnant. It's going backwards. You know, it's there. It's energy for the taking. It's energy for the taking. That's the thing. So we have to stop creating the energy by all the death and the slaughter and the animal testing. Then things can really change, but they can also change leading up to that. So yeah, I'm not going to get stuck in there. Time wasting of. I just wanted to remind myself of what the G block was about, and just a little bit further into this IOT. But I think I'll leave it there unless. Let's leave it there. Unless anyone's got any ideas of something we could go over, or what angle we could look at. There's so much we could research in regards to this. Thank you. Yeah, I'll leave it for now, and then we'll decide what we want to. We don't want their waste, but we could just read all of James Hind's blogs. You know what I mean? And it's just loads of ramble about. You know, he just sets certain targets. I mean, yeah, we'll talk about. You know, we can start processing this as a group, as a. Bless. I mean, the inversion, the projection of the stalking thing is so classic 101, isn't it? Just, I know you are. I said you are. Yeah, it's, yeah. Alright. Let's, till next time.